Have you been putting off building your website because it feels too overwhelming or expensive? What if I told you that you could have a stunning professional website up and running today for free, and you don't need any tech skills to do it? Stick around because I'm going to show you how Wix's AI can create the perfect website for you in just minutes. Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Teachers Tech. I'm excited to show you all the different ways that Wix's AI can build your website quickly for you. I'll be showing you how it sets up your entire website, how you can create content for your website, whether it be on a page or an entire blog article. Just prompt it and it will create it for you. You can use it to create images inside your website on a page and even design the logo if you don't have one. If you want to follow along with today's tutorial, the link down below to sign up for Wix for free is there. Let's get started. Here I am on the Wix homepage at wix.com. I'm going to click Get Started so I can start building my free website. You can see there's no credit card required. So I'm going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to get logged into my account. If you haven't got one yet, just go ahead and create an account at this point. I'm logging in with Google. You have a couple different options when you start up. You can start with chat, which I'll show you in a moment. You can skip the chat if you want and just go with this. And then you're just going to pick your business type and just walk through what they prompt you. I'm going to go hit back and I'm going to click with start with chat, and it will just ask me a question. I just have to answer. So what's my site about? Well, this is just a demo site, and it's going to be about a travel blog. And then it's going to ask more clarifying questions to learn about this site, and this is going to help it in the design. So in this case, it's going to be called Ashton's Adventures, just like that. Nothing too crazy, just to get everything rolling here. And then at this point, it's going to ask me, well, what do we want? Do we want travel tips, destination reviews, something else? I can even get it to help me answer or skip the question. If I pick help me answer, it'll give me a few more ideas. So even if you're creating it, this is what I like using the AI. It will give you some more ideas of some things you didn't even think of yet. So I do like the idea of the personal stories here. So I'm going to say travel tips. And I'll say the stories as well. So I'll just give it that information. Now, do I have any goals for this? I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. I could ask it for help. Do I want this to generate revenue? I'm going to go and skip this for now because I know this is just going to be a demo anyway. And I'm just going to add pages. It's going to be a small site that maybe about 4 pages and just showing you how to get yours up and running. Now we're all set. We're going to go to the dashboard. The dashboard here is behind the scenes. No one else sees this. We're in the setup here in the menu of the dashboard. You can see the dashboard has lots of different options. I'm not going to be covering all these in this tutorial. Let me know if you're looking for specifics about learning more about Wix. Up top, it says 1 of 5. It's looking at these 5 different things. You can see the 1 check mark. They have this listed as number 2, get a custom domain. You don't need to get a custom domain if you're using it for free. Wix will provide you with a URL that you can share. But if you do want a custom domain, you can go through and purchase it through Wix. You will have to upgrade your subscription of what you want of part of your package as well. Now I could go to write my first blog. I'm not going to do that yet. I'll come back and show you the blog, but we're going to go and design our website. So I'm just going to click design website here. I could click it up here and it does the exact same thing. Now we have a couple different options. We have customize a template or generate a design with AI. If you pick the template, you would go through a lot of great templates they have. You'd find one you like, and then you can go in through and customize it the way you want by changing pictures, deleting pages, adding pages, and so on. I'm going to use the generate with AI, the design here. This is the design they came up with over here. I don't mind the layout here, what they have. It looks like we have our latest post. And when I go ahead to this next step, when I continue to design, the AI will actually write these blog posts for me. And I'll show you how you can even use AI to write more blog posts right within Wix. Yeah, I like the big picture in here. You can regenerate also. So I'm going to do a demo with this. So I'll just go regenerate design, and it's going to go ahead and create a brand new one for me. Now, this is version 2, and what you're going to notice is I can switch back and forth through the different versions of the ones that I've generated. I can also use tweak design. So tweak design might change some things a little bit more slightly to it. You can see I'm still getting another version here. Now, so far, what I like the best is that first version, which I'll change back to. But I do want to point out, you can go and do something specific based on any of the underline. So if I was going to go and click on theme, I could ask it to do a certain type of theme. So now it's kind of just making sure that I'm specific about the theme since I picked that underlined part. And then I could say generate a new theme, and it will go through and do that. So you can play with the generation process of the AI, and all these different versions are going to be here. But for me, I'm going to go back to this first version here. I'm not big on the color black yet. Haven't decided yet. I like how things are nice and big and everything, but I can make these changes when I start doing the editing, which I'm going to show you. So if you like what you have, I'm just going to hit the X here, and I'm going to go continue with this design. They're trying to get me to go with the www dot again, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go continue to the editor. So here's my site, and I'm going to be editing this. I don't mind this when I see the colors. I like the contrast between it. Kind of really pops here, but I want to change some of the pictures. But first of all, notice if I go and try to click on anything in here, it's not going to go to these blogs. If I want to see how it looks in live time, we can go to preview up top here. So as soon as I click preview, this is going to allow me to actually use it as a website. Notice the menus over here. So if I click the menu, maybe I want to go to the blog. I only have 2 pages on this website right now, and I want to have a few more. Actually, I kind of like the way, well, I'm not going to share my feedback right now. I like the way that these blogs kind of just the font and everything shows on this. The AI wrote this here. So it went through and created these blog entries for me. So that can save you a lot of time here. I'm going to go back to my home one too. Yeah, I'm going to add a couple more pages to this, but we'll go back to the editor. I haven't published this yet, so I'm not sharing this with anybody. I'm the only one that can see this. If I published it and shared the links with people, then they would be able to get to it, and I'll show you that later. But I'm going to go back to the editor, and I'll give you a little walk around on what you're seeing here. Now, I showed you how to navigate in preview, but if you want to navigate while you're editing, if we go over to page here, we can switch our pages. Here's the blog. If I switch over to the blog, you're going to see it here. So we can navigate through this way as well. Now, the other thing I want to point out is if we go over here, we can zoom out, then we're able to see the page a little bit more to when you're navigating around it. We do have a switch to mobile, so this allows you to edit your site for mobile. If I click on it, it will just show what it will look like in a mobile view. I'm going to switch back to desktop here. I'm on the home page right now. And as I hover over different parts of it, you can see how right now this is highlighted up here. This one gets highlighted as I move down. On every page, you're going to get a header. The top across here is the header. You can see where it says header. This will be the same on every page. At the very bottom, there's a footer. You can see where it says footer. This will be on every page as well. In between, you have different sections. This is the welcome section here. So look at welcome section. This is the blog section. This is the Instagram section. You can add more sections on any page. You can delete the pages, and you can move them or delete the sections or move them around. So for example, if I didn't want the section here, I can move it down, and now it's in a different order. You can just use the arrows to adjust them. If I hover over any of these, then you'll get the quick edit. This opens up on the side where you can make some changes. Notice when I hover over this part, this column background, how that gets shown up over here. So you can see as my mouse is over. So if I make any changes, that's what's going to change. So for an example, if I click on it, and I'll just click on this snowy mountain video, it gets placed right in that spot. I'm just going to click undo. That's a handy feature if you just want to quickly go back. Now, there's all these other ones, and notice as I hover over how it changes to those different spots. If I go over this one now, if I click on it, now the quick edit is based upon this. We have our section background, but it's not going to show because the picture is covering everything. If you look on these different sections or even the header, you can stretch out these different sections and then you would see what's behind there. So you can quickly make adjustments that way. But if I wanted to change the picture, what I can do is if I just click on the picture, you can see I can make some setting changes from here, from the style. So if I wanted it to be more see-through, I can make these changes here, whether the color behind the image, scale to fit, and different options here. But I'm just going to go back a step. I could actually change the image in a hurry. So if I click on image here, it's going to go through and I can search through different ones. So if I type in travel, I could go through and maybe pick this one here and change the background. So I can make those changes really quickly. That's kind of a nice one, although I would have to change the color of my font just so that gets seen a little bit better. But another option you could have, maybe you want to have a video. So if I click video here and I type in travel, like so, and I can go and pick this one right here and I'll hit change background. So it doesn't look like a video right now, but if I go to preview, you're going to see that the video does work. So as soon as it goes to preview mode, I kind of like this one here, how it switches, has everything to do with travel. This could be a really good one. I can still read this really well. I'm going to go back to editor right now. I think I'm going to leave it with that, but I still want to show you another option. I'm going to go back to quick edit here. And I'm going to click on the picture again. You can create with AI. So if I go to right here, create an image with AI, if you're looking to create an image, let's say I put a prompt in right here, describe my image. We'll say an open laptop on a wooden table, and you can kind of get the gist of what I'm after. I'll say, you know what? I want this to be a photo. I can hit create image. And it's going to go ahead and create me the image. So throughout your website, you can use AI to create the images to put in place. And remember, the better your prompt, the better the picture that you're going to get. I'm not going to use this image, so I'm not going to click on it. I kind of like the video that I chose from before. And I'm just going to hit cancel and leave. Now I'm going to go back one other step here. I want to point out under layout here. Sometimes you can have different layouts. This one's not going to let me change it, but you can make changes to the layout. So if you didn't want the video to be all the way across, you can make some changes to say where you want the picture to be and everything. So you can check that out on the different templates that you have. But I'm liking the way this is looking right now. I can hit save. Auto save is turned on, but you can see there's also a shortcut up top. Let me show you how you can customize your site a little bit more by adding a logo and quickly changing theme colors and fonts for the entire site. If I go up top, you can see where the AI just created this Ashton's Adventures, and it's just a typed font in here, but maybe you have your own logo you'd like to add. Right now I only have the header selected, but if I click again, now I have Ashton's Adventure selected. I can go ahead and delete this and I could place an image in there. So if I just go to add elements, so a picture is an element, you're going to see the option to upload, and I can upload from my computer, I could upload from Google Images, and then it's going to live on Wix. So I'm going to go ahead and just use upload image here, and I'm going to upload from my computer, and I just have this PNG with a transparent background here. So you'll see it get placed into the media, and this is selected right now. You can delete any of this media as well. You can see there's a move to trash. When this is selected, I can add to page. Right now, this is too small. So what I could do, I could shrink this, and I could maybe stretch this a bit. So now this I could place over here. So now that's a quick way to add a logo. And I could actually even link this. So when I go ahead and click link, what do I want to have happen? Remember, the header's on every single page. So maybe I just always want it to go back to the home when this is clicked. Let's go ahead and just do a quick preview. So now you can see that Ashton's Adventures, the logo is here. And if I click it, it just goes back to the home page, but there is an active link on it. I'm going to go back to the editor. I want to show you a different way you can add a logo as well. A different way you can do this is to let AI create the logo for you. That's built right into Wix. And remember, this is all free. And if I go up to Add Elements, you're going to see that under Image, Custom Logo, I can go ahead and click on this. Now, you might think, well, that's not the logo that I want, but we can go to Logo Design. So let's go to Design My Logo. Now, when this opens up, I can feed it some information. So what type of business? So we're going to call this a travel blogger, and we're going to go next. Let's make this fun and playful. You can see how I can click on multiple things here. I'll click next. It is called Ashton's Adventures. We'll go next. Is there a tagline? I could get AI to help me with a tagline, but I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and click done. Now I have a number of suggestions I can go with here. I'm going to keep it simple and just pick this first one here and click customize. You'll see you'll even get some more options to change it. We have a bunch of different palettes. As I click on different ones, it gives you an idea of how quickly you can change the themes in any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one. I'm going to choose Black Pearl. And you notice I have a bunch of different options as I go through where I can customize this with the symbols, and I can make all these changes in here, because if I click on any of this, I can change the size here. So something you can play around with. Now I could download at this point, or I'm going to hit save and close. Here we have Ashton's Adventures right here. I can size it just like any image. If I go ahead and click on logo design, I want to point out, so they have some different colors right in here. I might want not to have a background and make it transparent. So at this point, I can bring it up here and do the exact same things that I showed you before when I uploaded this one. Now, I just want to point out with your logos, if I go that you created, I just want to point out with the logos that you created with AI, if I go back to the dashboard, notice I can always go back to the dashboard here. And when you log into Wix, you're going to start at the dashboard and then you go to edit site. If I go to site, notice that we have logo and brand here. And then you're going to see what you just created. So this is Ashton's Adventures here. You can go ahead and delete it from here as well. So if I just click on these ellipses, notice that we can go delete or disconnect from site and everything. So if you do want to remove it, I just want to show you how you can get to it, and you can create new as well. Let's go back to our edit the site. So if we're just under the setup, just like I showed you before, we can go back to edit site and keep working on it. Now, if I go ahead and click on this image, you can see this is labeled as an image, and this one is labeled as the logo because I created it through the logo. If I go to my quick edits, I'm just going to go this way to quick edit, and it opens up the edit here. And if I have to customize the color background in different ways, like I showed you before, notice I can change the hamburger menu here if I didn't want it. But here I have the image. That's here, and I also have the logo, and I can change the image from this point, and I can also go to the settings with the logo. If I want a link, I can add it right here. So I could go through add, if I just wanted to go back to the home page, I can do it here. So just some other customizations you can do. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is going to be if you want to change your entire site. So if I go over to the site design, I want to point out there's color themes here that you can go through. You notice that there's a theme assistant with AI that you can click on it. If I want to go to change color theme, I could go start clicking on different themes if I wanted to get a different feel to it. So you get an idea of how quickly it will have those palettes that I can change. So this is the current one. I can put it back here, and we can generate a theme from logo. So the logo I could upload at this point here, and then it will pick a theme around that logo. So that could be a good way to get your logo up and making sure there's a theme matching it. If I go back one step, I'll go back another step, and we have a text theme. So right now it shows the font and everything. If I wanted this all different, so this is for the headings right here, and then this would be for the paragraph. If I want a different font across everything, I can go through and change it. Always notice that there's a theme assistant ready to help you out. So just like any of these other ones, I'm not going to go through each of them. I'll let you play with them. There's a page background and page transition. I want to point out when you upload different media, like I did with that logo before, if I click on media now, notice that it's right here. So if I ever wanted to use it again, I could put it in somewhere else. But if you upload, if it be videos or images, this is where it's going to be. If I click on show more, you're going to get to a place where if I click on it, you have the options back where I was before. So if you wanted to go ahead and do anything like crop or edit, you can do it from right here. Wix makes it really easy to edit any text or add more pictures. Just simply click on the text and you'll see that we have edit text. Notice we can even create AI text, and I'll show you that a little bit later on. But I'm going to click edit text, and you'll see how quickly you can change the style. I'm going to leave this as a heading 1. I want it large like that. We can change the font size even more if we want. We can quickly change our font if we want. So very easy to edit any of these. We have our color right here if we wanted to adjust that as well. Now, the other thing I want to point out, whenever you see a link, anything you have highlighted, pictures, you can link it to other places. So I could link it to a web address. I just would have to paste the address in here. I could go to a different page. So if I wanted this to link to the blog, I could select that. And when they click on it, they would go to the blog. If I wanted to add in more text anywhere on here, notice over here, that would be an element. So things like an image, a button, a strip, these are all part of the elements. So if I go to text here, these are theme text that would match my theme that I have. So if I needed a paragraph, I could just click on it and then I have this paragraph in here that I can move around anywhere on the page. So if I go through this, I can edit this however I would like inside of here. So whenever I want something gone, I can just go and click on the outside of it and just hit delete. And then that will be gone. We can do the same thing with images too. So if we wanted to quickly add another image, so we have options here. We can upload image, import images through Google Photo. We can do a search. So we have our free from Wix. So if I was just doing this as I showed you before with a travel, we can do our search. We can go and pick our image and it's going to place it in here. Anything that we put in here, if you take a look, we can go and edit the image. So this is just like before when I was under the images, you can adjust all these different images here from the brightness, contrast, and so on. We have different filters that we can add to these as well. So something you can go and play with. I'm just going to go ahead and leave because I want to point out you have your settings for the images here where you can make more options. So when images click, a link opens, it opens in a pop-up, lots of different things that you can play with. If you want to crop the image, you can select crop, and then you're going to be able to bring in different parts of this and then make an adjustment to it. And if you hit apply, you can see how the cropping will be done. We have all these different options. As you hover over, you're going to see how easy it is to work with text and images on these. I'm just going to hit delete here because what I want to do here is add a new section. I want to add a section in between the welcome and the blog section. I could go over to the left to add a section, so I can select it. What type of section do I want it to be? So right now it's a welcome one. Do I want it to be an about? Team? I have all these options. So if you had a team and you wanted all their pictures in, it gives a nice way to put them in right away. I want this to be a welcome one. We'll go through and you can look at all the different ones. If I pick this one, it drops it in over here. And so now I can just go through and edit the text, change the picture to get what I want. I'm just going to undo that last step. Another way I could do it, if I hover over the top section here, notice that we get add section. So if I add section here, I could do the design section, which would be what I just did. I have the AI generator section. So if I select this, now I could pick the section type if it's about welcome still, and I'll just say welcome to Ashton's page, make it fun and exciting. So we'll see what it does for this. And I'll generate a section for this. So we'll go through this time. It will use AI to write for me. So if we like what we see with one of these, so maybe I like this one right here, and all I have to do is change the picture here. So if I wanted a different image, I could go through, change the image just like I showed you before, but we have a little bit of a write-up here that AI gave. So I can always check in the preview how I'm liking different things on here. This page over here, other things I might want to change is to go and change any of the address. I'm not worried about this because this is just a demo site, but I could just go through and edit it down here. Let's go back to the editor, and I want to show you how you can add some new pages now. To add new pages, just go over to the pages and menu, and you're going to see the option to add a page. So far, we only have our home and a blog. So I'm going to go and add an About Me page, or About Ashton in this case. So there is an About section here. You can see all the different types of templates that they are here. So I'll just leave it under About. And if you take a look through, I'm just going to use this one here. I can preview it if I like, but I'm just going to go ahead and click Add. So now we have About, and I'm going to change this to be About Ashton. Here, we'll just add that here and we'll hit Done. So notice it goes Home, About Ashton. We can change the order by dragging these around. Or if you wanted something to be a sub page, notice over here that we can make it a sub page. So that's going to be in the menu that would be coming out under Ashton's page. So you can put that back as well. So we can just go main page by pushing it back. The other thing I want to point out, see how the search results have the I with the cross out? This is hidden. So if you don't want a page to show up, you do have that option to hide from the menu as well. So we've added this page here. Let's go to our About Ashton. Now at this point, we can just go through and put some information in. So maybe I type out some information I could create with AI, or maybe I already have it typed out. I could just put the information in. I could go and change the background of this. So I'm just going to go to image here. I'm going to upload from media, and I'll just upload from my computer, and I'll go to downloads, and I have this AI generated image of Ashton here, what he might look like. So I'll have that here. I'll hit change the background, and now I have Ashton there. So very easy to add any of these here. Now take a look. They added a social bar here, and the color is terrible because you can't see them at all. I'm going to show you how you can modify this and hook this to your social media. Now these are an app that can be added. If I go over to the side, notice there's add apps. And I'll just point out there's lots of different apps that you can add. So if I click on marketing and take a look at social here, you're going to notice that there's the apps from social media icons, there's TikTok feeds, and you can add them all to your site. So I'm going to go back to the front page in a bit and show you how to connect an Instagram feed. But if I want to change these, if I click on them, notice if I just click on it, these aren't great images. If I want to get rid of them, I can just hit the remove. So if I want any of these gone, just hit remove, and I'll go to add icon. So then if I was going to go and, not icon, but if I was going to type Instagram here, then I could do a search and pick a better one. So if I wanted it either maybe be white, or we'll try the color one, add to gallery. So when I have this selected, this is where I would add the link to that I would need to have connected in here. So that's how easy it would be to add it. I'm not going to add one in here. I just want to show you where to add it. So if I hit done, and then you can see it shows up. So I can always go back and go to the social links again. I can do another one if I wanted to do, let's say YouTube this time, and pick a colorful one, maybe the red one like this. And then I can go to here. I can add my link to my YouTube channel and then hit done. So you can see those pop a little bit better. So you can customize those the way that you would like. If I go back to the home page here now, and notice on the home page that I had an Instagram feed here that I can update. So anytime I click on any of these, I have the Instagram feed, I have the settings, and this is where you would get the new app. So you would just go through, you would connect through here. You can see that it's free to install. Then you'd be able to connect your Instagram feed right to your website. Now I want to add an FAQ page. So let's say there's just frequently asked questions about traveling and he wants to put this on a page. So it is going to be an app, but I have to create the page also. So first of all, what I'm going to do is go to the pages menu. I'm going to create add page. This time I'm just going to create a blank page here and I'm going to just call this FAQ right here. So I'll add an S to it. So I'm going to hit done. I don't want it to be at the top. I'm going to bring it below here and that should be good here. So this is just a blank page that I'm going to add the app to. On this FAQ page so far, I only have the footer down below and the header, and right here I'm going to be adding the app in. So if I go to add apps, just like I showed you before, you can do a search, and this time I'm just going to look for FAQ and we'll do a search. And I'm just looking for the free to install. You can see there's different ones for the premium that you do have to pay for, but we're using the free one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these apps. They give you more functionality to your site. So I'm going to go ahead and just go and add it. So now I've added this FAQ to it and I can go through and edit it. If you just click on it, you'll see that you can manage the FAQs. So if I select manage FAQs, this is where I can go. And if I click general, I can start making edits here. So if I go in here, I can change the question. So maybe if the first question was going to be about what inspired Ashton to start traveling. So then I can go ahead and put my answer down below in here, and I can go ahead and save it. And that's how easy it is to update these FAQs. Now, I do want to point out too, you can use AI. So throughout this, I've been showing you where AI fits into it, but we can go right here and you can have that conversation in prompts and create the FAQs right to here and get them added in. When you're all done from here, you'll see I've made that one change to the FAQ. So the other thing I wanted to show you was how to edit your blog and add new ones and use AI to create more blog posts. If you want to delete any of the pages you create, just go back to pages and you're going to see the options with the ellipses right here, deletes right at the bottom, and it will remove that page. Now, to manage your blog, what you're going to go to is this one right here. So this is my business, and you're going to see the Wix blog. So we have create post, manage post. If I go to the manage blog, if I click on this, it's going to bring me to all the different posts that were created already. So these were created inside of like when I created it with AI created this. So if I take a look at this, I can go through and edit these and change pictures just like I showed you before. I'm going to go, you can see there's also the AI tools here. If I go back here, I'm going to leave it. And if I go back, I can go and create a new post this way too. So notice there is more actions. You can create categories, add writers. So right now I'm the only writer. That's why you see Jamie Keat coming up here. But I'm going to go and create a post. So at this time, I can use AI to create a post here. So what would I like? Let's say it's going to be, we'll do one on the top 5 hiking trails around Vancouver. I'll create the post. And there we have the post. I could go back and create the post again, create new title. As I go through, it even has some images in here, and it has this list just what I asked for. So that gives a pretty quick way to create content for your website. You can go ahead and publish this here. So if you don't want to make any changes, I can go ahead and publish this, and this will be one of the articles that I have. So I'm going to just exit out of here. You can see now I have 4 different articles on my website. I can close out of this part of it and close out of this part. Let's go preview what we have here. We have our FAQs. Remember, our menu is up top here. Let's go to the blog. I want to read this new post. Here's the top 5 hiking trails around Vancouver, made a few seconds ago. And we have this article with images in it, all created with AI. Now at the bottom of the footer, I have this down here, the snake connected with us. If you do want to collect emails, I could delete this if I want to, but if I go to this and I go to the form settings, you're going to see where you can manage subscribers. So if I create a submissions table here, then you're going to have a place that once I have it published, we have a place that people could subscribe, and you're going to you could have notifications also when they subscribe to your site. So it's a great way to just start seeing who's coming to your site and if they're interested in what you have. And once new emails come in, you can view the submissions table here, and you'd be able to see the different emails from here on this table. If you want to go live with your site with the free version, just go ahead and click publish. So now I could go to view site, and here it is. So if I scroll down, you see all the different changes that we made to this. I'll put the link down below. We can check out the blog posts that were placed in here. Here's the Vancouver one. We can go to the menu. We could go to the about page and see the information we put here. Back to the home page. Everything seems to be working fine with navigation, super easy to create. Here's my URL. If I share this with other people, they would be able to see it. If you do want to upgrade with your own custom domain and get a subscription, then you would get rid of this too. It does make it look a lot more professional. The last thing I want to point out in today's tutorial, if I go back to the dashboard again, you're going to see that you can delete these sites as well. If I go up top here, I want to point out you can have more than one site. So if I drop down, I only have Ashton one, the one we just created, but I can create a new site and I can switch back and forth. If I wanted to delete this Ashton site, you can see I have site actions where I could do things like duplicate the site or move to trash. I can also create a new one from here. So you could have multiple free sites on Wix. I hope you found this Wix's tutorial helpful and that this AI will save you a lot of time with building your website. Let me know what else you're looking to learn with building websites with Wix or other tech products. Thanks for watching this week on Teachers Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.